Pedro? I'd like him to stand up. I have not seen him in a while. Stand up there, Dori. Dori's looking very svelte.
Yeah, I try. I do what I can, Bob. So I'm here to do a 30-10 weight loss for life commercial with Spike and Joe.
That's right. We kid you about commercials, but we like to do all those commercials.
Really?
We love commercials.
I didn't know that about you guys.
You know that I saw an inspirational speech once by Paul Harvey, where he said it was time for radio stations to stop with the songs in a row business, and start saying how much they love their advertisers, because the advertisers are the lifeblood of your relationship. Of course,
it's the only reason we have jobs.
It's the only reason we have jobs. And the other thing is, though, that their relationship with their customers is what's important. Like, for example, and early on with Paul Harvey, he turned me on to Bose Radio.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, this is a fantastic radio. But I would more like it if I knew that he had one at his house.
Yeah. No.
So having you in this morning, I would like to know.
Just do you really shop at Cleavage, etc.?
Take me on a tour of your house, starting in your driveway.
Oh, man.
And I need you to mention every
the first thing I do is I look up at my Jorvie roof. And then
you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And then I walk inside and
don't bypass the gutter helmets.
Yeah.
On your
gutter
gutters.
helmets, of course.
Of course, they
Protected.
keep the leaves and needles out.
right.
Sure,
Yeah.
they do. You bet they do. And by the
Invisible
by,
fence.
By the way,
As
we
you-
listen enough so we could probably do this for you. But I want Dori to give us the tour.
He skipped it. He's already inside the house. I mean, when you drive up that beautiful concrete driveway, well, I'm not sure who put that in for you, but I know that your pet's in the yard because of the invisible fence.
Invisible fence. Star in the yard.
Absolutely.
Now you know you're amongst
Absolutely
friends.
true.
Bet, man. We're fans.
Then my Milgard doors and windows. I look through those
keep,
beautiful,
yeah.
med for the Northwest.
They keep warmth in and crackheads out.
I think we've probably gone far enough here, though.
I want to see what your lovely wife is wearing.
Well, it's funny because I auditioned for every one of those commercials.
And I got them all. That's right. When Pedro asked me, he said, "What song do you want played when you come in?" And when I was driving in here, I was thinking about you guys and your show, and I was thinking how long you've been on top in Seattle radio. And one of my favorite lines in a Billy Joel song is in that song, Angry Young Man, where one of the lines is, "I found that just surviving was a noble fight."
Wow.
And I love that line. But I was thinking about that line regarding you guys as I was driving in, because you've been doing this for 25 years in Seattle, right?
25 years with the three of us.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. I found that just surviving was a noble fight. So that was the song that I was thinking about driving in, coming to talk to you. And then when Pedro, I didn't know he needed a song for my intro, but that's the one I mentioned. But it was my little tribute to you guys, because you've survived on top for so long here.
Thank you, Dori.
Yeah.
That's nice. It's very ironic to me that you're the first person who's not coming in plugging a website and actually selling a product.
No.
Hope
Came in
that's
to
right.
say
I'm just
something
here
nice.
for you guys. I'm just here for you.
That's very sweet. Now, I've told the story before that you and I sat in a trailer at a remote
Yes.
at a Toyota dealership, and not
Yes.
my favorite Toyota dealership, but another one, a fine Toyota dealership.
On a rainy, dark Saturday.
It was a
late
rainy, dark
afternoon.
Saturday, and I walked in, and you took the time to just sit with me and talk to me about your job and what you were doing, because you were doing talk radio, and I weren't you on Como for a while too?
No, it's on King 1090.
You were a
1090. That was
Today's
it. Yeah.
KING.
sports guy at King.
Yeah, I was the sports guy. Yeah, I did a weekend sports talk show.
Yeah.
That I talked them into it because they had no ratings on the radio station, and they said it can't hurt. So
Can't hurt. It's so bad that we should just put him on.
Exactly.
And it'll be fine.
Yeah,
It's another thing I auditioned for, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, did you audition for that
Yeah,
too? No
yeah.
kidding.
I still remember the guy telling me that. No, sorry.
All right. And you, anyway, you were very kind, because at the time I was very nervous. I was like, well, I'm going to be very nervous. And you said something to me that I never forgot. You said, yes, you will be nervous. Yes, you will have, and you used the word Flopsweat. Do you remember Flopsweat?
Oh, yeah.
Tell
Yes.
people what Flopsweat is.
Flopsweat is what I get about 11:59 every morning.
You still get it.
No, I'm always paranoid, and I, like you guys, I way over prepare for the show. I always assume that the internet's going to go down and that all the phone lines are going to crash. And I want to make sure I have enough to do a 3-hour show with absolutely no tools. And it's just paranoia that drives that. But you just
It's important
over-prepare.
because, in
You
other words, and by
over-prepare.
the way, I've heard even like Madonna, not to compare you to Madonna, I think she auditioned for a lot of those things. You got all those products.
I have a much better side.
helmet.
Yeah.
But Madonna used to say, and Madonna's your jam. Madonna used to say that she was nervous before she went on stage, even at the height of her fame, because there was a certain amount of it's good to be a little bit on edge before you crack the mic.
Yeah, paranoia. Paranoia is a wonderful motivator.
So you guys,
That was really funny.
What's that?
Madonna forgot
Madonna
her
forgot her helmet. I hate needles. I hate leads. I hate needles. I hate ex-boyfriends. 24 years old with their abdomens. Blah, 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 blah. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
man.
It's a good one.
So here we sit, and we're counting down the last shows, 3, 2, 1. Are there any questions you have for us?
Well, I got a topic.
Yeah.
I got a topic for you guys because I'm always trying to think of topics for my show.
Where will Bob's audience go? Talk amongst yourselves.
I want to know because you're a radio historian. And I think that when we chronicle the greatest shows in Seattle radio history, you guys are going to be up there. Who'd you put on your Seattle radio Mount Rushmore? Who are the performers that you would put at the top?
Well, I'd leave room for those that are still on the air. So I'm not going to mention anybody who's still on the air.
Okay, fair enough.
He's
No, I'm not fishing.
He's not fishing.
no, I
like
agree.
Dori.
No,
the
that's a
first one
great
who
question.
came here with a topic
I
to talk
I
about.
think that are we?
And by the way, Jody said after John left, Jody said I was trying to be really nice and not say that Robin was a bitch because Robin was a bitch. To
I
her.
never said that off
yeah.
the mic.
Oh,
But-
I could hear it in your voice as I was driving in.
I was
Believe
very
me.
generous, though.
And by the way, she was
2 years,
definitely a challenging person to get along with, but she's on that mountain. As the biggest female radio personality in the history of Seattle, I think. And who else? Well, Pat ODay.
I think you got to put Pat ODay up there.
By the way, there's already a rock up there that looks like Pat ODay, so you hardly even have to
that's
carve
right.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
It
boy,
happens to be his liver.
I'm not so sure the ones that have been on the air. It's certainly Pat Cashman.
I'm not hearing much agreement on that.
No.
Pat's who I
Pat
started
Cashman.
with on the
Yeah.
air. My first
Larry
shows
Nelson.
with Pat. Bill Yend, you might have to put up
Yeah.
there.
Bill.
He did it for a long, long time.
Yeah, he's definitely deserving. Where is he right now?
I don't know. I think he's just playing golf, living the good life.
And he does do some commercials. I still hear Bill.
See, that's
every
what I
once
want
in
to
a
do. I
while.
want to kind of get
Yeah.
in, swoop in there. I'm Dori to hear my crow as I do some commercials.
The guys of my era when I was growing up here in this town, Gary Lockwood and Charlie Brown were two of the.
You know what? That's
biggest,
right.
you know,
And they were a little preceded me, but legendary. So it would be hard. You know what I would do? Because you know the kind of person I am. I would be paranoid and freak out about it, and it would be an awesome responsibility, and I'd have a hard time figuring it out. So I'd get a committee of really good people together, and we'd all do a secret ballot. And because there's, Mount Rushmore has how many statues? on it?
6.
Four clown.
Only
cars.
4?
4.
Well, this is why we can't have you just doing a talk show. You have to be willing to take the controversy
Oh, yeah, and
that comes with taking a stand.
I know.
Bob.
And by the way, that's my you know me, we've talked about this. That's my thing against politics is first off, I can't take that like when politics happens, it's like one side or the other side and you're a wuss if you can't pick a side.
Right.
And I can't because my opinion changes throughout the day. And so I'd be terrible at political talk.
Well, even this conversation is politically charged. I mean, Mount Rushmore, people all the time, you got to put Reagan on Mount Rushmore. I mean,
Right.
Mount Rushmore is perfect. You got Martin Van Buren, Reagan, Clinton from the waist down. I mean, these are truly America's great leaders.
That's
you know?
awesome.
A lot
good
of great
stuff.
nominees on text, and I would not disagree. Jim French, a guy who did the greatest theater of the mind radio probably ever in Seattle. Ichabod Kane,
coworkers of ours, Kathy Faulkner and Steve Slayton.
Yeah. And here's what this eventually you mention all the people you love, and I've been inviting all the people I love onto the show. So I guess that is, in a way, my Mount Rushmore, and you're on it, Dori.
Oh, you're sweet.
Yeah. Now, I need something to clean that mountain with. Can you recommend a good product? Because it's there's a bunch of moss up there. Is there something I can spray to get moss off my roof?
I'll get an endorsement deal before the end of the show, believe me.
What do you pay full price for? What's the
What does Dori pay full price for?
Guns. Yeah.
Guns.
We don't do gun endorsements on Bonneville Station.
Well, I think Buhner's
or
got those,
liquor,
right?
yeah.
I pay full price for my
Buhner's got all
gun.
those
guns,
At
more
the casino, at the casino, he pays full price too. Because they don't do casino
At the
advertising.
crab stable, I always pay
Yep.
full price.
You betcha.
Yeah.
And a great company you work for, and you guys have been always wonderful to me, and I enjoyed when I got to fill in, and all the people over there have been tremendous. Some really good friends. Dori Monson in the afternoons on Cairo, and thanks a lot for being a good buddy. And I'll have time to visit now, and you won't have time.
Yeah, but we'll make time. We'll absolutely make time. Well, I want to wish all you guys the best because you guys are the greatest. And my wife, my oldest daughter is working, and she has fallen in love with your show just in the last few months. And both them send their love because they are going to miss you guys gigantically.
Thank you so much.
Sweet.
7:57. Up next.